Hi everyone and welcome back to a new video on the how to make a Squid game tutorial series. Before this video starts, I want to let you guys know that I have a Patreon, so if you guys want to support me and want to have access to every single one of my tutorial files, they will all be available in my Patreon for the $10 tier. With that being said, let's start. So, what we're going to be fixing in this video is the fact that you don't die when you, move when it says red light, and the game never ends. So if it ends, it just teleports you back to the sand area. So if I just play the game, by the way, I forgot to change this to 1. And now if I play the game, it says game starting in 2 seconds. And when it teleports me, it starts the game and I can run. As I said, you don't die when it says red light and you're moving. But if I just finish this, and just wait, you can see it says game starting again because it doesn't teleport me back and it does not remove my is playing value. So to fix that, what I'm going to do is firstly just making sure that the player dies when they are moving. So to check if the player is moving, we're going to be using this thing called move direction. So you just have to get the humanoid and you just have to type move direction magnitude and check if it's greater than 0. If it's greater than 0, the player is currently walking. If it's not, then well, the player is not walking. So inside of this while to do function, I'm firstly going to add a bool value inside of replicated storage and rename it to red light, and make sure that it's set to false. And what I'm going to do right here, whenever we set this to red light, so right here when it says red light, we're gonna change the value of that value, game.replicated storage find first child red light dot value is equal to, and we're going to set that to true. Copy this, and whenever we set it to green light, we're going to set the value to false. And now if you just go to the light color dot visible is equal to true, this is totally normal. Let's just do a little double check. Everything seems fine. What I'm going to do now is make sure that if the player, inside of this while true do loop, while not game ended, by the way, I misspelled game ended, so I'm just going to make this say game ended with an E. And right here, I'm going to have another spawn function, so a spawn function inside a spawn function. So right here, spawn function, and while wait .1 do if for underscore comma player in pairs game dot players get players do if player dot info find first child is playing. Now I'm just going to recheck if we are actually creating a value called displaying, or if we are just setting it to true. Okay, so we are setting the value to true. Dot value is equal to true. Then or let's do an and game dot replicated storage find first child red light dot value is equal to true. Then and in here we're gonna get the character, so local character, let's change this to character is equal to player dot character Or if we don't find the player's character, instead of returning an error, we're gonna change that to nil. So if we don't find the character, then this character variable will be set to nil. So if character is not equal to nil, then we're gonna check if character dot humanoid dot move direction. I'm pretty sure I spelled it right, so let's just recheck. And nope, it's move direction, not direction. Humanoid dot move direction dot magnitude is greater than 0, then we'll just do character dot humanoid dot health is equal to 0, and after doing that we'll set the character dot or actually player find first child is playing dot value is equal to false. And now we will check if we can move when it says red light. So I'm just going to join the game, start the game, get teleported, wait for the countdown, move when it says green light, and now if I move when it says red light, I will die, which is exactly what we want. And as you can see, it still thinks I'm still playing and it shows me the GUI. So to fix that, I'm going to scroll all the way down here, and whenever we are doing this, we'll just copy this for loop and put it right here. Or actually just do this, copy this, put an else if right here, else if player.info find first child is playing, or actually never mind, just put this here and change this to true, else change it to false. So just change this to false. Now if you play the game, everything should work properly. And yes, everything does work so far. And if I just stop moving when it says red light and move, I will die. And it should make sure that this is not visible, hopefully. And nope, it does not. So we're gonna come back to this in a minute, but what we're gonna be doing now is make sure that there is an ending system to this. So when the game ends, we'll just teleport all of the players. By the way, make sure that this is game ended with an E. Now when the game ends, we will just loop through every single player in the game, or underscore current player, in pairs, game, in pairs, game, players, get players, do, if player dot info dot find first child is playing dot value is equal to false, then is equal to true, then player dot character character dot health dot humanoid dot health is equal to 0. But before we do that, we're gonna check if the character is there. So if player dot character, then let's put this in parentheses. if player.character, and now I'm going to play the game, and hopefully it should kill me when I don't finish in time. And it should also kill me when I don't finish in time, which we're gonna be fixing in a bit. But now, as you can see, I'm just not going to move and wait for the countdown to for the timer to go down to 0. 3, 2, 1. It should kill me. Yes, it did. And now it says game ended, and it says all of that again. Now we don't want this to happen, so what I'm going to do is make a connection here. So local touched and local finished connection, and we're gonna set that to 0. And right here we're gonna do finished connection is equal to, and we're gonna take the map, so workspace dot red light green light dot finish. Make sure you have a part called finish dot touched connect function, and we're gonna get hit if so local humanoid, or actually let's do this. If hit dot parent find first child humanoid, then hit dot parent find first child humanoid. We're gonna create a variable local plr is equal to players or game dot players get player from character hit dot parent, and we're gonna check if the player is not equal to 0. If plr is not equal to 0, then if plr dot info find first child is playing dot value is equal to true, then local winner is equal to instance dot new, and we're gonna create a string value, and we're gonna parent it to the player dot info. But before we do that, we're gonna check and not plr dot info find first child winner, and in here we're gonna do winner dot name is equal to winner, and that should be it. And when the game ends, we're gonna disconnect the connection, so finished connection on disconnect. And now if you play the game, it should create a winner value. Or actually, before we test this out, I will make sure that this is fixed, because I just realized that this won't really work. To make it work, we're gonna give the player.leaderstats.wins.value plus equal to 1. And that should give the player some wins. And also when the game ends, we want to remove every value that says that's named player, that's named winner. So if player dot info find first child is winner, or I think it was just called a winner, then Player.info find first child winner destroy. And now we will disconnect the connection. Now if I play the game, that should work. So if I just get to the end, I should get a win. So I'm not going to risk it. Okay, I just realized that the time is way too low. So I'm going to change it back to 60. And hopefully it should give me some wins now. Okay, green light. Stop, red light. Green light, stop. Okay, we need to add a wait so that this does not happen. And to do that, we'll just scroll all the way down. And when we are making this visible, game.replicated storage confined with child red light is equals true. Before we do that, we'll firstly change the text and the text color. So right here, actually not here, when it says red light, I'm going to cut this, paste it here, and we'll firstly wait around 1 second or 0.8 seconds, and then make the value true. That should firstly give us like a warning time to stop. And as you can see right now, when it says green light, it says red light, then I have some time to actually notice that it's green light, that it's red light. It says getting confusing. Okay, finish line. Okay, so I get a win, and I have a value inside of the player called winner. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That works. Now, before we kill the player, when they finish, we will firstly check if they're not a winner. So, and not player.info find first child winner then. And that should not kill us when we finish the game. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this tutorial. If this helped, make sure to subscribe, like the video, share it with your friends, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!